Did you put Miracle Whip on that?
No, I don't put Miracle Whip on my hamburgers or my hot dogs. Christy does put it on her hamburgers though, but I don't do that
You
because if you have chili, adding Miracle Whip just makes everything slide right out of the bun. So it's
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
yeah, so it's chili or Miracle Whip, and I'd rather have the chili.
Didn't dip your tater wedges in Miracle Whip?
No.
what you've turned your wife on the Miracle Whip.
No, she already did that. I've never seen anybody do that on a hamburger that wasn't local to me. It's just like she had never seen anybody put chili on a hamburger.
Where is she
before.
from?
When you met, did you two bond over Miracle Whip? Is this how this all happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, no. She's from West Virginia. It's just up where she lives, chili goes on hot dogs, not hamburgers.
Like literally, if you
That's
spent
correct.
if you spent any time in North Carolina at all, chili goes on hamburgers.
Yeah, but I mean, well, she even asked. I mean, I mentioned this a while back. After we first started dating, and that came up, she asked on Facebook, "Is this really a thing, or am I just weird?" And they said, "No, that's why it's called Carolina style." But I
Literally
don't
called
like
Carolina
slaws.
style. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like slaw. Even Wendy's had a Carolina style burger
they
for a
did.
while.
It was good.
I just don't like slaw. I don't like coleslaw. I don't like barbecue slaw.
Barbecue slaw is gross.
I take it that's basically coleslaw ingredients in barbecue sauce.
Ketchup.
Horrifying.
Yeah. So instead of having a mayonnaise base, which sounds I guess bad when it's a ketchup base, and it's the reason that it was invented was so that it doesn't turn as long if it's like setting out during like a meal.
Yeah,
Ah,
So
but if any of these guys ever come down this way, Brian, and you're included, I'm taking y'all to Speedies.
I would love to go
They
to
have-
Speedies. Dog,
they
you
have-
and I just need to go to Speedies.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you want the best barbecue outside of a barbecue cook-off, and even then, I'm not sure.
I'm not
I
sure.
remember when I was living in Raleigh, we had a red something in blue. Was it? It was the barbecue place. Was it? Yeah, red, white, and blue. I think was the chain name.
Not
And I went in there and tried some of their barbecue, and that was the saddest, blandest. Absolutely, I thought there's a pig died to make this, and it's not even good.
I mean, I'm guilty of my own, barbecue that's not great. I feel guilty about for that reason.
Yeah,
Fortunately, it
it's-
wasn't the whole pig. Pig didn't die just from my bad barbecue.
No, but I'm just saying it just sort of feel bad.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
So what we learned is in West Virginia, chili on a hamburger is not a thing.
Well, in her area, I mean, it may be different up further,
No,
towards-
it's not a thing up here. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I know it's not a thing where you live. Y'all are just uncultured backwoods people.
I could have told you that because I was
Backwoods.
confounded the first time Don accosted the poor chef at Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Do what, hon? He's not my brother.
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry. If I go to a restaurant called Five Guys and hamburgers is their whole shtick, and you can't
Expensive, overpriced
get expensive
hamburgers
shtick.
is their
Thank
shtick.
you, Brian. And I can't get chili on a hamburger.
Can you get chili on a hot? Can you get chili on a hot
Because
dog? there?
that's not
No, they don't have chili at
normal,
all.
Don. They don't have. I don't think they have hot dogs either, do they?
Yeah, they have hot dogs.
Yeah, Christy went to one and got the hot dog thing, and it was like $12 for 2 hot dogs, fries, and a drink.
Yeah.
God.
But no,
Hey, Matt, you did miss. We figured out when Don and Christy realized they were the one for each other because they went to the grocery store and they were both trying to reach the Miracle Whip
At the same time.
at the same time.
Their
and they-
hands
their
touched.
hands touched.
Yes,
and that's how
Miracle
they
Whip
knew.
based meat cute for sure.
no,
That
it's
should have
it's
been
just-
like the centerpiece at the wedding. There should have been like a jar of Miracle Whip
yes,
on
I
each
could have thrown
table.
it at you. But no, it's like Brian. It's like I've mentioned this before. Carolina Treat is my favorite barbecue sauce,
Mm.
but it's very vinegar. and hers is Sweet Baby Ray's, which to me is
Oh,
more
no.
like a glaze than a sauce.
Okay, Carolina Treat I thought was a mustard-based sauce. So
No,
since-
no. I have not had a mustard-based sauce that was memorable.
okay, I'm all about vinegar. So Don, I would draw my
and it's out of
zone.
Winston.
Okay, I haven't had it.
No, that's
I'm
Texas
sorry. I
Pete.
just love that disparaging when he said Carolina Treat. That was fantastic.
Well, I thought I assumed that it was mustard based. Like
No,
yeah,
it's vinegar based. Duke's makes a mustard. They make
do.
a selection of sauces. You've probably seen them in the store.
So
one of them is mustard based. One of them is molasses based.
So Sours, which is the company that makes Duke's, they sell the Bojangles honey mustard sauce. God, this is Get the Skinny with me and Don. they sell the honey mustard sauce from Bojangles, and it is amazing. God, it is so good.
You can go get the Chick-fil-A sauces in
I
the
hate
stores
Chick-fil-A
now.
sauce. It's disgusting.
Oh,
I love Chick-fil-A sauce.
God, I hate it.
Chrissy
I
likes the
don't
Polynesian.
usually use it because it's very, very bad for you.
Yeah,
But
Chrissy likes the Polynesian, but I never really cared for it. The only time I get like a sweet and sour sausage, it's like Wendy's is out of barbecue.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A it's mediocre, has one good thing on the menu, and I don't go. I won't even generally go there for it, which is the little breakfast. I don't even remember what they're called, but they're basically
the chicken nuggets,
the nuggets, and the yeast roll.
Mm.
God, those are great, but everything else on the menu is kind of boring.
Eric and I were talking about it in the chat that I loved Chick-fil-A's coleslaw, and they don't make coleslaw anymore.
I don't remember anything about it. Hey, everybody has their predictions, right?
Yep.
So,
As far as you know.
as far as I know. Oh God, Chris is doing show notes right now. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well,
It's nice having some news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is too much money, but Five Guys is even worse.
Yeah, Five Guys is a rip.
Yes, but I would eat Five Guys if I could get it around here anywhere.
Well, we went.
I still avoid Chick-fil-A.
It's good as a treat. You know what I mean? Five Guys, you just can't go there a lot because it's so expensive.
I don't.
And it's not that good.
It's not that good.
No, it's not.
I mean,
I like their burgers.
Five Guys is like the Chick-fil-A of hamburger restaurants.
So, okay, I'm going to mention something. Hopefully Chris knows it. Maybe Don. What about Pals?
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's like
I will say one
it's
of
like
the
an
worst.
Eastern Tennessee, Western Virginia thing.
Okay, I don't get out that way much.
I will say one of the worst burger places I've ever been to was White Castle. That was absolute trash.
White Castle is something that you have to be brought up on, basically. Like,
Don, we were at that one Steak and Shake in Chicago.
That's the only one I've ever been to, and thank God my
love
taste
Steak and
buds
Shake.
actually survived that.
I love Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake's great.
I didn't like.
Steak and Shake. That was an experience.
That Steak and Shake was awful. Don was like negotiating with the staff.
Well,
it was 3 o'clock in the morning. There were 2 people in there. There were more employees than customers, and we still couldn't get our shake.
I don't remember what I ordered. I just remember Don just trying to resolve the situation, which is nice.
Well, the one Chris and I went to in around Sharticon was better than that, at least. So
it was pretty good.
Well, Blade says I've had Pals. If I have, Blade, I do not recall, and I apologize.
I love Pals.
I still don't want to go in a Jack in a Box because I feel like I'm gonna be in line for like 45 minutes. Every time
I mean, I don't know what it is with the North Carolina Jack in the Boxes. Like that was such a weird experience that Jack in the Box in Tennessee has gone downhill in a lot of ways in the intervening years, including in the number of locations they have. There's barely any left here. But just the degree of service at that time in North Carolina was abnormally bad.
That was a bad one. I mean, that was a bad experience.
That was multiple of them on different. So we tried to go to Jack in the Box at Sharticon. You remember that? And they basically made all of our food one at a time instead of preparing stuff in parallel. So like one of us got to eat while everybody else watched, and then the cycle went around. Um, so like I thought that one was just bad, or it was a bad weekend or something. But then in 2018, when we did RFC Con, like we went to a completely different Jack in the Box, somewhere. It was
Against
me.
my wishes, might I
It was
add.
yeah, it was me, Don, and Matt. It was when we went to one of the secondhand toy stores Don had wanted to go to that weekend.
Was it Rebel Starbase?
It might have been. It was somewhere down close to the
It was in
South Carolina border, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we drove down a little ways to get to wherever. And like it the same thing. And 5 years later, different location, but the thing in common, besides being Jack in the Box, was North Carolina. So I blame North Carolina for this more than I blame Jack in the Box.
I want to give like North Carolina Jack in the Boxes some grace there, but like honestly, they're all pretty crummy. But I like the food still.
They must have a terrible area manager. Is all I can think.
That looks cool.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's I've been to that one. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not remember that at all. The only chain restaurant I've ever been to that I had pretty much exceptional service except for 2 times was Waffle House. I have never got bad service
Yeah.
except at those 2 Waffle Houses.
It's the combat training.
Yeah. Hey, of course, I need to give Cookout a shout. Nobody's been to Cookout yet.
Cookout's cool.
The one up here isn't as the one in Greensboro, because I would remember because when Toys R Us was open on High Point Road, back in the day, I would go there after the flea market, do my homework in the car, wait for Toys R Us to open, and then I was within walking distance of a best products, Bradley's, Zayre's, Toys R Us,
Don, you're going back 40 years.
and a putt-putt arcade.
What I miss? Backyard Burger. Does anybody remember Backyard Burger besides me?
I know the name.
I've heard, but I never went to one though.
I loved Backyard Burger.
When I was in high school, now this was 86, 87, there was a chain called Hot Now. And you got 39-cent hamburgers, 49-cent cheeseburgers, and 39-cent fries and drinks. On a high schooler's budget, you could eat like a king for $10.
In '86, $10 for a meal was
I'm not saying
insane.
like if you were cruising Main Street in High Point, going from the putt to the Kmart at the other end of Main Street, your whole car could eat like kings for $10.
Oh,
Yeah, because the McDonald's value meal was like $4 in between $4 and $5 back then.
I think it was less than that, probably.
It might have been, yeah.
Yes, that's it. Hot Now. That is it. It was drive-through only. Oh, they're bringing it back, Paladin? Awesome.
Oh, you melt in
Michigan,
Rhode Island.
apparently.
Yeah, Eric mentioned you melt in Rhode Island. I actually was on a work trip, diverted like an extra 45 minutes to try and go to UMelt, and it wasn't there anymore. And I was so sad.
UMelt was great. They got in trouble for the white trash or whatever it was called.
The white trash was so good.
It was very good.
What was that?
It was a grilled cheese that had pork barbecue and macaroni and cheese on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that sounds like a Don. That sounds like a Don sandwich.
Sounds incredible.
It was a lot, but it was good.
And like everything was perfect. The cheese was perfect. Macaroni and cheese was perfect. The barbecue, the pulled pork was perfect. It was
Well,
not
I think
like,
the pulled pork
it's
was probably
okay.
out of a bag, but it was
Yeah.
Probably.
It was really, I couldn't even tell. Maybe it was all the other flavors kind of just,
it was really good.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, a place called UMelt, I wouldn't be expecting them to make their own pulled pork barbecue. That doesn't seem to be like in their
Yeah.
mission statement.
Well, I've had some of the best food at restaurants that wasn't their specialty. Like,
Which means what the best food you had was, as Brian points out, that out of a Cisco bag.
Yeah.
If it's not the
as-
restaurant's specialty, they're probably getting it pre-prepared and
Well,
dressing
Yeah.
it up for
the
you.
Cisco
Well,
is
it's-
an excellent chef.
Yes, well there is that.
Yeah.
well, we have a seafood place in town called Captain Cook, and really great seafood. But my friend Richard, who is one of my groomsmen, is allergic to shellfish. But they do cook their shellfish in a separate batch of oil. They don't mix
Oh,
it
that's good.
like a lot of places do. And
So
but
actual
he got a
safety,
hamburger
that's
because
good.
he really wasn't in the mood for fish. And he said that was one of the better hamburgers he's had at a fish place.
Yeah, because probably, Cisco services, if not cooked it ahead of time, they at least, pre-seasoned it and whatever and got it,
Yeah.
all set to
It's
go.
sort of like those Hunt Brothers pizzas you can get at gas stations. They're
Yeah,
actually not bad. You
right,
just
but that's
can't
that's nothing to do with the gas station that served it.
exactly. I'm just saying, but
Yeah,
everything is like
no, like
pre-portioned.
no, and like, despite what I'm saying, I know firsthand for a fact Cisco Food Services has really good quality food. Like in general, there is nothing wrong with any of the stuff that they produce or distribute. Like it's good quality food. It's just a matter of like if you're going someplace and getting a kind of dish that's, we'll say, off label to the place, like, you're not getting something genuinely made at that place.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Just like half the places you'll get like chicken tenders or chicken nuggets in the US, it is all the same chicken tenders and chicken nuggets that comes from Cisco or one of the other food services.
US Foods is the
distribution.
one that
Yeah.
people primarily use around here. And
Yeah.
US Foods has its own storefront called Home Chef. And I go there a
Is that
lot.
the ones with is that the ones with the green building?
The buildings, I don't know. Maybe,
Oh.
I don't know. But there,
Hey, there may be one in Lynchburg then.
yeah. So, but yeah, I got this weekend. We got the generic Tyson chicken nuggets. You can get basically at any restaurant.
Mhm.
They're good.
John's like, did I wake up in a Get the
Am I in the
Skinny?
wrong podcast?
Yeah,
No, you're in the right podcast.
I thought we canceled that podcast.
So yeah,
You
so
Next week on New Soundwave.
yeah, so
I wish.
so Blade is like, now I want pals. I just ate diner.
Piles.
So, yep, sorry, piles. So, like the way that I describe pals as far as restaurant goes, if Cookout's shtick is that it's like grilled, kind of like you would do in your backyard, Pal's shtick is that it's diner burgers. So it's all done like on a griddle, and
Gotcha.
and it's like something you would get at a diner, but it's consistent and it's good.
I mean, Eric is talking in the chat about Sheets and stuff, and it's like, I don't. Sheets has gotten too big lotty. They forgot where they came from, and now they're too like prestige.
I mean, they
Big
can't
Lot?
be getting
They're
too
going out
big
of business?
lotsy. Like, yeah, they've bankrupted
no-
and they're shut down now.
Yeah. Oh, I did find out that apparently Roses has bought a lot of the not big lots that were going to close, Brian.
Really?
So yeah. So from what I
Yeah, they
understand,
cut some kind of deal to keep a couple hundred Big Lot stores open.
yeah.
Oh, so
And then
that
they
was
were
the
bought- they were-
company. That was the company that bought them. Okay.
Yeah,
That was
Rose's
it was
parent
Roses.
company.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me and Brian as far
it
as
doesn't.
I'm saying as far as knowledge of who they are.
No,
I worked
because
for Roses.
the Roses that you work for no longer exists.
I know.
Right.
The one
Yeah,
in Henderson.
somebody else bought them, and then somebody probably bought the person that bought the roses, and then
It's just
they
the
didn't
name.
stop
It's the
to smell
name.
the roses.
It's the
and-
name.
Yeah.
The store.
It's like service merchandise. It exists as an online website now.
Does it even now?
Yeah, it does.
It did last time
Okay.
I looked.
Yeah. So, but like like if you go into a Roses, honestly, the decor inside looks kind of like Roses used to, sort of. But it just
It
means
does.
it's extremely dated. And it's got the same logo, but like Roses would be like you're like a Walmart. I'm not gonna say it's a lower. It wasn't lower in Walmart. It was very comparable to Kmart.
That was the lower end Walmart, right?
Yeah. But now you go in and it's literally just dollar store crap.
Mm.
Yeah, let's get the Ready to Rumble energy drink at Big Lots before it closes. What's the Let's Get Ready to Rumble energy drink? Is that from like the movie? Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
I think Nathan posted about that in the chat a couple of weeks ago. He may have tagged you in that, I don't remember. But that was also around the time you were having a lot of stuff going on at home.
So I just
and
want people to know, I'm looking at my Discord right now at all the unread messages. I don't read messages on Discord. And if you tag me, and if I don't go within the last couple of days and look at it, I don't see it. Like, I see poor Frank has messaged me multiple times,
Oh,
and I haven't gotten back to him. I just don't see it. It all just blends in.
yeah. I usually just like clear through whatever notifications I have in the morning when I start my day. And
Oh
then...
my! It's a Michael Buffer energy drink. It sounds like. That's funny.
I just have coffee.
Kit, my favorite energy drink. The Monster discontinued, and I haven't had it in a couple of months because every Dollar Tree that I found that had it, I bought it out. Kim found some more this week, so I have about 20 bottles of it.
What flavor?
It's the Purple Passion Monster Hydro.
God,
I love it.
I'm crazy purple.
It's delicious. So tomorrow for work we have a white elephant. We're having a late Christmas holiday.
Very late.
Yeah. And I think my boss's boss, she just didn't get around to it, and I don't blame her. And honestly, it was a horrible time for me anyway. So like I can finally do it now. But my white elephant, so basically because half the people are remote. Yeah, about half the people are remote. So you have to do it digitally, like in a Zoom call. So you do it through like this app that will pop up and show you what the person picked that you get, and then you ship it to whoever wins. So what I have for the white elephant gift is it's basically a bowling ball with Homer's name on it. It's like a 12-pack of energy drink, the one that I like so much, or the one that I can get at Amazon. So it'll be interesting and everybody knows I abuse caffeine at work too. So yeah, so.
Well, Brian, have you tried using your Soda Stream to make your own?
So Don, you've been on the show how long?
I mean, I figured you still had it. You just didn't use it that much.
Yeah, Don. Like, so this was what do we call it? Not Red Bull. That was like that was like a bed on the show for a while.
I know.
Yeah. Like
the Hemo Rage.
No. It's the Soda Stream.
That was another
one.
thing.
It's the Soda Stream energy drink. There's a sugar-free and a not sugar-free version of it.
Why would you have a sugar-free energy drink? Like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Caffeine.
Well, caffeine, but not all the sugar.
Yeah, I want the caffeine. I don't want the sugar. So yeah, I would make it, and I would make it thick, and I would drink it on the show. And yeah, I might have a bottle of it in the. I think I gave my Soda Stream away finally, or I was planning to. I don't know. The bottles are getting harder to find. Like sometimes you'll get them and they're expired because nobody's bought them. It's kind of a.
I mean, I wasn't sure if it was still a thing or not.
It's a thing, sort of.
Yeah. We got a similar thing called Drink Mate. We've been getting like the syrups and things off of Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon.
Well, that's what Christy does, but she does like the skinny syrups.
Yeah.
And she's been doing that for years, but even before it was a thing.
Yeah. So back years ago when I was really into the Soda Stream, I would actually just go buy cases of like Coke or whatever, and with the adapter, mix it with real Coke syrup. And as long as you know the ratio, it works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Liquid Death is making a Dr. Pepper drink, and I'm not sure if I like that. The only Liquid Death that I'll drink is just a straight up normal, like unflavored spring water. I don't like sparkling water or anything else. Or flavored water. I just want to get water.
I don't like the seltzer water. Like Walmart sparkling water, I like that. They've got one now that's basically Skittles flavored, which is really good.
Oh, that's funny.
But I don't like the sparkling seltzer waters. It's like I don't my water can be fizzy.
I don't like fizzy water,
but not like it's missing the liquor it's supposed to.
This is literally all we've talked about, and so this is literally like an episode of Get the Skinny.
Yeah.
But with everybody, it's not just me and John.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's all regional. I mean, we all have our favorite things based on where we grew up and
saying Galvatron brought me a bottle of ski to 1TF Con. I appreciated that.
There's a grocery store chain here that I think they still sell ski in glass bottles in one of their coolers.
It's the only time I've ever had it.
Oh, neat.
Ski is fine. Like, it's certainly up there with the greenish yellow colored vaguely citrus sodas.
Yeah.
It's certainly one of those. Diecast, didn't you say you were going to be like on the West Coast this week?
Yeah, I was supposed to be in Brian's house.
You're supposed
but,
to be here. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, because that's next week then, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, next week is
Yeah.
Washington State.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this week was supposed to be Brian's house, and it got canceled.
Yeah, Morgan was disappointed.
Yeah.
No, realistically, she wouldn't. She's at church right now, and like, she might see you for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Nathan says ski is flat, sun drop. I mean, the ski I had wasn't flat. The sun drop comparison, I think, is fairly apt, though.
The weird thing is,
I can't believe Dr. Pepper's making a comeback, and I was like, it never left.
So
for me.
it never went away. But isn't it like the second most popular soda now? Didn't it overtake Pepsi?
Okay.
I mean, if we're talking about like non-cherry flavored variants, I would definitely rather have a Dr. Pepper than a Pepsi.
For some
I'd
reason,
rather have Cheerwine,
Dr. Pepper upsets my stomach anymore. I love it, but I can't have it. I don't get it.
I'm having a Diet Dr. Pepper right now.
I'm having some cherry RC right now.
Yeah,
I'm having Diet Mountain Lightning and coffee.
To mix?
Diet
That's
Mountain
hardcore.
Lightning and coffee. Wow.
Well, not together. I had coffee from a while ago, and I opened up a Mountain Lightning without finishing the coffee, so I don't want them to go to waste. So, but I'll tell you what boggles my mind. The local
Magnets.
neighborhood market, I saw somebody
How do they work?
walking out with 4 cases of Fresca. Who buys Fresca?
They
That
make
guy.
Fresca?
That
What's
guy,
wrong with the Fresca?
I guess
Fresca
Diecast
is
also.
like liquid sadness. It's like if you took the sadness of Dukes and distilled it and then put it into a can.
Dude, Dukes is great.
Yeah, if you want to patch potholes in the street, sure.
I mean, the problem with what Don said, the problem I have with what Don said is not that he's disparaging Duke's mayonnaise, which is a perfectly fine product. It's that he's put the idea in my head of a mayonnaise flavored soda, and I just want to go vomit and die.
Yeah.
Eric asked, "What's the official soda of RFC? Is it
Cheerwine.
called Cheerwine or something?" I'm like, yes, that is
100%.
definitely the official drink of RFC.
Years ago, I emailed them. It's like, hey, we talk about Cheerwine a lot.
Uh-huh.
You should sponsor the show. They never got back to me.
And then we didn't talk about Cheerwine so much
Then
anymore.
we stopped talking about, yeah.
They could have just sent us a case of Cheerwine, and that would have been good enough.
So I will point out both times that Matt has come through here to pick me up and take me to some meetup, I have always had in a bag or a cooler waiting a pack of glass bottles of Cheerwine for us to enjoy on the road together.
Nice.
Now you're making me. I have to go over to my local Cracker Barrel because I can actually get the glass bottles of Cheerwine there.
that's the-
Yeah,
that's
I
the
can't
one
even.
good-
I can't even get it there. Like I live in a cheerwine free zone.
Oh, that's weird.
Like it's like hell.
But that's one of the best things about Cracker Barrel is you can find. It's like up until that's one place I could find Mallow cups for the longest time.
Well, now people send them to you on Amazon. Let's
Yeah.
we're good to go. Are we good to go?
They
Yeah.
also show up at Ollie's. I'm good.
Everybody have their predictions?
Yeah, I got a few things.
Okay. Okay. Let me start a new recording.
Recording stopped.
Let's start a new recording.
Recording in progress.
Now let's count down and we'll start the show. Hey, 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 919. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999. If we had another 9 to our show number and we flipped the 1 to the front, that would be 1999.
That's a reach.
That is a reach. That was Chris. I'm Brian Kilby. There's Diecast, Matt, Rob,
Hello.
John.
Hello.
Everybody's here.
The gang's all here.
And by the time you listen to this podcast, the new episode of Rob Springer's podcast, Transform Squadron, will be in your feed. So in a way, we're all here.
Wow.
Not literally everybody who's ever been on the show, because
There's been a lot of
in
them.
25 years, there's been a lot of people, and I don't even remember them all.
And some of them we can't even get in touch with anymore.
That's true. Some of them because we just lost contact. Some of them
Yes.
because they don't want to get back in touch with us anymore. So I don't know if that's actually true, but I have lost contact with people over the years. I need to reach out to Mop Boy and see how he's doing.
Hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah, I think he's a mop man by this point.
I mean, I would kind of assume, yeah.
Hey, Mop Boy, if you're reaching or listening, reach out to me.
Or if you're reaching, listen out to us.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So this is our big. It's our big annual prediction show every year. Toward the beginning of the year, we predict what's going to happen or what could happen in the following year. So, we recap those predictions in the year in review episode, and that was last week's episode. We recapped 2024. I think it came out really well, actually. So just as like a matter of hygiene, I do listen to I edit the show and listen to it as I do the editing. Then a few days later, I'll actually listen to the show to make sure that everything sounds good. And God, it was a lot. It was 3.5 hours. Listen to it, and I think it actually came out really well. It's one of our better year in review episodes. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go to tfradio.net/918 and download it. Listen to it.
I will say I had a lot of fun on our 2 recording sessions that we did to actually get that together. So
yeah. And when was the last time you said you've had fun doing that?
I think I had fun last year too, because that was the first year of our expanded RFC Awards format.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and jump to our predictions. We start the show off that way, then we'll get into the news. I'm just going to go in order as I see the people here on my screen. So I'm going to start with...
Well, that means I'll be last because you don't see me.
I'm going to start with Chris.
Good. I thought that would work.
I'm nothing if not predictable. Chris, what are your predictions?
Puppets, dance. All right. So, in no particular order, I'm predicting we will see at Tokyo Toy Show 2025 the exclusive masterpiece Fire Guts God Jinrai. Also, as a Toy Show exclusive, Diaclone Reboot Cross Missing Link exclusive Spin Out, the Red Sunstreaker. I also am going to predict that the Takara redeco of Cyberverse Prowl will be solicited once again, only to be canceled once more, solely to be hurtful to XV.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In a 2026 leak list, collaborative A-Team van gets revealed finally.
Oh yeah, I would buy that.
I mean, that feels like semi-low hanging fruit, so I'm hoping like that'll just come to be.
Not part of your prediction, but would it be a retool of Party Wallop?
So I actually
way it could be either any member of the A-Team.
Exactly. I was considering that as a possibility when I was writing this, because like that seems to follow really strongly. On the other hand, like I was thinking, okay, if they were going to retool that, though, maybe they would like retool the robot parts and make like the April news van from later in the original Playmates line. Since
that's a good idea too.
A recolor of the turtle van.
I was just thinking, Party Wallop himself.
Yeah,
he looks mostly like he of all the A-Team members, he could pull off BA.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah. And then my final prediction, which is basically the perennial one, Deluxe's jumped to $32.99.
Oh, you went up. You could have just gone with the $28.99. Yeah, that you did last year. Okay, Rob.
He'll get there. Rob. Oh, Rob.
Sorry, had to unmute. Okay. I don't have a lot. I'll go with one that I think is probably basically positive, and okay, 2 basically positive, M1 and reuse one that is negative. We will see a recolor of the Monster Hunter crossover Rathalos Prime as Rathian, because they are practically physically identical. I think the rapid success of the Transformers model kit business may actually convince Hasbro to allow their licensees to do transforming kits.
I thought about going with that one. I had the same thought.
Yeah, and yeah, my reused one is Hasbro has another bad year and is basically sold for parts by investment capitalists.
I figured you were going to go with that one. I have one in a similar vein. Diecast.
Yeah, I actually have one in a similar. I'm just gonna go with Hasbro has another round of layoffs.
Okay.
Sad but plausible.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it too specific.
Oh, mine is a little more specific than that.
Yeah. Then I don't want to do price increases. I don't want to do. I'm gonna go with a masterpiece jazz again, just because I feel like I've done it a couple years. It never happens, but
And we'd still like to see it.
I just keep thinking like
Would we
eventually
at this point?
they have to do it.
Hey, I may
And-
not want to own it, but I do want to see it exist.
Yeah. Anything else, Diecast?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a 86 Titan. We haven't seen a Titan in the studio series line yet, so that's what I'm going to go with that as a, pie in the sky.
That'd have to be Metroplex, wouldn't it? Actually, no. Metroplex is a city, and it. Like, what would it be?
Yeah,
not part of your prediction. Just curious, what would?
Yeah, I don't know. Because Metroplex would fit. Yeah, they could do an Autobot City.
Yeah, Autobot City just transforms into Metroplex.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
wrong colored Metroplex.
See, I don't know. It doesn't fit perfectly, but I feel like they could try and.
It makes money. Studio Series 86 makes money. So
yeah, they could. It wouldn't scale with Unicron, but they could do Primus.
Not part of
people are Studio Series 86.
I mean, unless it's Cybertron, and Cybertron's in the movie.
Yeah,
in the movie. So I mean, it's a nudge, wink, wink, but it.
Okay, fair.
Okay, done.
People are kind of putting Primus out there for a possible HasLab.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Don, your turn.
Okay, two of my predictions are rehashes from last year because I still believe they have merit.
MP51 Plus?
MP51 Plus, Headmaster RC, and also we will see in some fashion Killing Jar figures. They might be done as shattered glass. They could be done as some other kind of homage, but they'll definitely be referencing the Killing Jar character, the color schemes and stuff. So that's those two.
Don, never stop dreaming. Keep using your reality warping powers to bring me things that I want to, like Killing Jar recolors.
I'm trying. My third one is that due to the buzz around T-Spark Predaking, we will see a reissue of Combiner Wars Predaking this year.
There's buzz around
released
T-Spark
or
Predaking?
announced.
Not yet.
So
there's buzz in Don's head.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying a lot
We're
of
like the buzzing of flies to him.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully in a better movie.
So Don,
but
okay.
Oh,
Don.
You didn't go there, Don. You did not go there.
Yeah, it hurts. So Don, I just want to say, like, I think I actually think that it's plausible that they could do that. I don't think it would have anything to do with the T-Spark Predaking.
Well, there would be some synergy because the two are the same character, but in nowhere near the same collector budget.
That could be your Diecast Studio Series 86 Titan.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a stretch, but
yeah.
No,
so
I think there's merit to the idea of Predaking getting reissued, just because like they seem to be not shy about reissuing any of the Titans in the library right now.
Studio Series 86, like 86, in my mind, that's Transformers the movie,
right?
But if we looked at just 1986 in general.
Yeah, and I think we should start looking at that. If we keep going forward with this.
I've been asking for Studio Series ACOM.
The thing is, they've kind of dropped the sub branding from Studio Series. It's all just like Studio Series now.
Right.
Yeah.
The 86 stuff isn't even 86 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also one thing is we are kind of already getting a Titan if you look at Devastator. So that could be the Titan built
Analog.
into the line.
Okay. Anything else,
But
Don?
I have one more prediction after the Predaking one. I believe we will see Commander class Skylinks reissued, recolored as an homage to the purple Griffin Fortress from Aerial Assault.
Keep
I would
asking
have been
for it.
disappointed if he
Yeah.
didn't.
Never
Yeah.
changed on.
Yeah. Cool. Matt.
All right, I have 5. Next HasLab will be Robots in Disguise Megatron / Car Robots Gigatron,
Ooh.
and I will not buy it.
Ah.
I say this specifically because we got Star Saber and Dead Source back to back. Omega Prime and Megatron back to back just makes sense. My second prediction is the G2 Legacy Stunticons will still not be completed by the end of 2025.
Oh, don't
I,
say
I
that.
I guarantee that one.
I was pondering that same prediction, honestly.
Yeah. For my third one, Chris, you'll like this.
Okay.
We will finally get the Sunstorm that we deserve off of the Earthrise Seeker mold in all of its fluorescent orange glory.
Oh, I hope. I hope. Thank you.
I modified one slightly from last year when I was calling for deluxes. I predict a deluxe Power Glide and or a Wind Charger to at least be announced.
What about leaked?
Or leaked.
Yes.
There
Okay.
we go.
I buy
Yeah.
that one.
a dollar?
And
Yeah.
I stole my last one from you from last year, Brian. Just Thunderclap.
Dang it! That was my fourth one. You took mine. I was carrying that one.
Yes,
over.
I stole it from you. Yeah.
He
See,
stole
we
it by
both
watching you.
Yes, we both predicted, thus increasing its chances of happening.
Okay,
Ah,
I have to come
yeah.
up with a fourth one while John is giving predictions.
Is that a toss to me, Brian?
It sure is.
Ooh, that was slick. Okay, so since I didn't have a lot of time to think, I turned to the thing I trust more than anything in this world, and that's ChatGPT.
Oh no.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I will read you what it has predicted for Transformers, and you be the judge. And there's one in here which is awesome. Whether it happens or not, it's amazing. And I'll let you guys decide or try to pick which one it was. So, okay, the first one's hilarious because it gave me 3 suggestions what could happen. The first one is self-serving Transformers AI integrated smart toys. That's awesome. That was ChatGPT's number one
That's
thing.
a fair one, actually.
But it was also like the first idea is me. That's my first suggestion. Hasbro could launch a line of Transformers toys equipped with AI-driven interactivity. These figures could transform automatically with voice commands, respond to questions. Of course, we already have like high-end versions of that. Or interact with other figures in a connected toy ecosystem. Think of them as the evolution of Furby or Cosmo, but with a Transformers twist. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee would be perfect first candidates for this line. Also, don't think for a second that Hasbro doesn't do this already. They just feed ChatGPT questions and see what comes out.
Hey,
Anyway,
Furby is making
Your
a
Autobots
comeback.
and your Autobots and Decepticons could actually go to war with each other.
That's true. My kid bought
Yes.
3 Furbies
We all lose.
in the last 2 weeks. Like there's like
Oh.
$9.99 price point Furbies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she bought 3 of them.
Okay.
That
Can't say no to
cheap
$10.
GBT is a thinker, man.
It
That
is
was
a
a whopper.
Okay, number 2, crossover Transformers series. Given the popularity of crossover lines, we could see Transformers crossed with other iconic franchises. Potential candidates include Transformers cross Mario Kart, Autobots and Decepticons transforming into Mario Kart inspired vehicles, Transformers cross Marvel Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, or Captain America themed Transformers, and Transformers cross Fortnite, vehicles and characters from Fortnite as transformable figures, tapping into the gaming audience. And the third suggestion was a new take on quote unquote Micromasters or mini diorama sets. Hasbro could introduce modernized Micromasters or even mini diorama sets that feature small, detailed robots and locations inspired by classic Transformers episodes or films. For example, a Cybertronian city playset with minifigures of Alpha Trion and Orion Pax, or a Quintesson pit diorama complete with a working judge figure and Sharkticons. It's pulling from other things. I don't know. Anyway, last thing, it gave me a bonus. I didn't ask for it, but it did it anyway. Bonus speculation, Transformers 3D printing kits. Capitalizing on the DIY trend, Hasbro could release an official Transformers 3D printing kit. Fans could download blueprints from an official portal to print and assemble custom accessories or even small robots, promoting creativity and personalization. These ideas would allow Hasbro to innovate while capitalizing on nostalgia, cross-franchise appeal, and emerging tech trends. That's what ChatGPT said.
Mattel already tried something like that. It's possible. Don, you were trying to.
Yeah,
comment.
one Chat GPT just stole my idea because I've been talking about the downloadable files, printing your own figures for
You have.
years.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Well, now we know where they scraped from to get the
Yeah.
AI that information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll post
I
on
mean,
ATT.
really.
2003. The idea that jumped out at me, and again, like, okay, 1% chance of happening, but oh my God, would be Transformers Mario Kart. Oh my gosh, that would be so
Yeah,
cool.
no, I
would love that.
I actually kind of like that as a concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That'd
do
be great.
too. I do too.
You know, John, you talked about the micro play sets. I'm now picturing Mighty Max Polly Pocket kind of things.
Yeah, sure. Mighty Max. Yeah, Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
like
that maybe a little bit bigger than that,
hard.
but you.
No, Hasbro did that with Beast Wars.
They
Yeah,
did.
yeah, the Orca and the Spider.
Yeah.
And there's been, a lot of those similar things as well. But you said that made me think of open up Cybertron and there's Alpha Trion and Optimus Prime with little things you can run around like a little chutes and ladders kind of thing. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm going to go. Matt stole mine, so I had to come up with something else. Hopefully Matt will like what I came up with. I'm doing it mostly for me and Matt. I'll close. That's my bold prediction. That's what I'll close off with. So start off with shake up in the Hasbro executive team. Typically things like that happen before you have layoffs, and I know that Hasbro did recently do a round of layoffs, but I could see that happening due to the lack of success in whatever they're doing. Prediction number 2. Lots more licensed stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bold prediction right there.
It's not a bold prediction. It's totally true. Next prediction, in 2025, they may not come out, but we will see or hear about, likely see since it's Takara, missing Link Masters. Could be Target Master, Headmaster, Godmaster, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah. And my bold prediction, and I'm keeping it vague, Operation Combination.
Yes.
So something related to Operation Combination happening, coming out, announced, leaked, something.
Can I add missing Link, Everything Master Jinrai to my predictions?
So let it be done.
Thank you much.
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to include leaks now because we get so many, like we've already got some listings for 2026. So
Yeah, the Operation Combination will have to be, qualified with leak because we only know of 2 Combaticons so far.
Yeah. That's why I structured my A-Team van thing the way I did, because we're gonna find anything that way before through any other channel. Because even the Takara stuff gets leaked, albeit on a much shorter time scale generally than the Hasbro stuff does, but it still almost always leaks out before the official the reveals and the pre-order pages go up.
Yeah, so I was originally going to suggest, instead of Missing Link Masters or Missing Link Master, we would have like a Missing Link operation, a Missing Link Scramble City style combiner. While in G1 form, a Scramble City style combiner is not a lot of engineering. In Missing Link format, it would be. So I don't see that happening.
It would be really interesting to see it done. But yeah, that would be a lot of work to do, I think, and probably pretty damn expensive too. As to your prediction about more licensed stuff, I will tell you one of the things I was considering for my list was deciding, okay, Mattel's going to do this as their second actual licensed transforming little Hot Wheels dude, the successor to the Optimus Prime from this past year. So all of this, and I was also thinking like, oh, Hasbro might license out to Playmates to do some Transformers stuff this year too, because they're developing that relationship through Power Rangers. So like, yeah, I think we're strongly on the same page with the extended licensing thing.
Are
Yeah.
you saying we're going to get a crossover Transformers Enterprise?
Oh,
Like
I mean, like, see, that would be an interesting thing, except I, as much trouble as they had engineering some Star Wars vehicles to transform, and Star Wars vehicles have a lot of like centralized mass a lot of the time, like I cannot see a Federation starship being something that turns into a good robot,
Yeah.
or a good robot would not turn into a good Starship Enterprise, or you could do it with the Defiant. There's a lot of centralized
Yes.
mass
I
there,
mean,
but the
Defiant-
Defiant is not as iconic.
I want a Power Rangers Star Trek crossover where the Defiant becomes the Astro Mega ship.
Yeah. So when I'm like, from what I was talking about with licensed stuff, it looks like blockies have sold really well. AMK Pro, Yellow Park stuff. Companies see that this stuff is selling. Hasbro would love to have the money from the licensors or whatever.
They definitely love to have the money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could see. I mean, I could honestly see. Maybe that's already the case, that there would be more toys coming out from licensees than from Hasbro itself. Possible.
Okay, so before we roll off of this, just I want to get a quick poll of the group here. If Hot Wheels, Mattel's going to do their Hot Wheels transforming Transformer like that, what character?
Ultra Magnus. They've already got half of it done.
Does it transform?
Valid. Yeah, the second, after the Optimus Prime that transformed.
Oh,
Like, what character would that be?
I think it would be, if they did Ultra Magnus, it would be almost like very G1, just like
Yeah,
Prime
I think
was.
Just
so.
like Prime was, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not Ultra
Okay.
Magnus, I was thinking like, it's kind of a bold prediction, but like I could see them doing like Rodimus.
Oh, okay. So Hot Rod or Rodimus would actually be a really good choice too. So I like where you guys' head is at with Ultra Magnus, because yeah, they do have half of that done, and it'd be cool to like that would work really well at that scale. The thing that immediately came to mind for me though was Bumblebee, because that's another thing that has really simple engineering that they could pull off at Hot Wheels size. But like, yeah,
That's what I was thinking too.
yeah, no, I mean that's some good thoughts there, and like I'm not officially making it one of my predictions, but it's something I would like to see this year.
So like, it didn't even click when you said half of it's already done. I'm like, oh, they're doing it. No, like with your meaning, of course,
yeah.
that it's the Optimus Prime mold.
Uh-huh.
Like, never having actually held that, I don't know how fragile it is, or like how that would work. Like, Matt, you have it. Like, could they build like a frame, like a exoskeleton or whatever, the Ultra Magnus?
I don't see why it would be any different than the G1 toy.
Yeah, it would just be the G1 toy scaled down. Like the trailer armor would not be posable besides the arms. It would work exactly the same way.
You might be able to throw in some magnets or something to lock the arms in place.
Oh,
instead of
hopefully.
clips.
Oh yeah,
I would rather it be connected by magnets than, pegs.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's jump to the
Yeah.
news. MPG 15 Masterpiece Rat Trap full reveal. It looks great. I'm not buying it.
I'm ashamed to say that I'm strongly considering getting it.
Done with Masterpiece. I can't.
Like that's fair, and like I know Beast Wars masterpieces have not all of them been the most like great or fun toys or toy adjacent things, but like Rat Trap's one of my favorite characters. They seem to have done really right by how they're representing both modes of this masterpiece. It's designed to interact with Masterpiece Optimus Primal, as Rat Trap was shown to do in the show, riding on his back in both modes. Like it just looks like they've done really nicely on this. The 90 to 110, depending where you pre-order it, is a steep ask for what something I know is going to be as small as this is, but like it does look really good.
It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
everything I could want, except that it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I totally feel that.
but I have to say, what's selling this figure is that main picture they're using of the Core 5.
Yeah.
And that is just, I mean, when they started with Primal, did any of us think we would actually see this core cast of season 1? I know there's other characters like Air Racer.
Oh,
and
I
such.
thought we would see it like 4 years sooner than we did. Like I thought
Yeah.
I thought they would be rolling these out like one after another.
Yeah,
We're actually way behind schedule compared to my expectations.
right. But I mean, that's what's selling this is he completes a set.
Also, just like that picture exemplifies, they paid close attention to the most commonly depicted scaling of the characters in the show. It was fairly consistent, but not 100%. Like, it's very satisfying to see that realized in toys. There's no other toy line version of these characters that represents the scale that correctly.
Yeah.
And say what you will about the ones like Dinobot that are notorious to transform.
Yeah. So
Like, they're a great looking group in robot mode.
so we other than Ares, so we have Tigatron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and we're missing Eraser.
Yeah,
So-
Eraser will finish the season 1 Maximals. There's still there's at least 3 pieces they need for. No, there's a bunch more than that in there.
Yeah.
They've barely touched the
They
Predacons.
barely touched the Predacons. We have what, Black Arachnia and Megatron. Anything else?
No. Well, we
Yeah.
have Shadow Panther, but that wasn't actually a show character.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So they need to do a lot of catch up with the Predacons.
Yeah. Okay. yeah.
Inferno would end up being the same size as Dinobot in robot mode too.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know that I want. Like, it's beautiful. Like as a framed print, this photo is great, and it would look great on my wall.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's lost its luster for me.
I don't want to have like a complete collection of Beast Wars masterpieces. The Rat Trap is the same way the Beast Wars Megatron masterpiece spoke to me at the time until, I handled it and it was frightening. Because it felt like it was going to break, not because of anything else. Just like this Rat Trap is speaking to me in the same way. And like, I gotta sit for a while and kind of like come to terms with how I actually want to proceed with this. Cause like more than any other Beast Wars masterpiece since that Megatron, it is really, really working on grabbing me.
Yeah, I mean, other than Rhinox, I do have a complete set, and yeah.
I mean, I'm actually in the opposite. I think the price point's great. He's a little bit smaller than Cheetor, but not like extremely small. And I'm with you, Brian. I didn't get Rhinox because Dinobot kind of put me off on these masterpieces. So just him breaking just drove me nuts and made me not get Rhinox.
Yeah, when Rhinox came out, what, last year?
Yeah.
By that point, I washed my hands.
Did you know Don was able to snag one for like $140 off of Amazon? Yeah.
Yep, $140. Okay, so we have our first real look at Swapticons, which we learned about last year, at least as far as the trademark goes.
Yeah.
And these are little. They don't even transform, do they?
They do not.
Yeah, so they're little robots that you basically flip over.
So
you lay them down.
You see how the tops of the head cylinders are keyed? You put those together and twist, and it like locks them together in what I will generally call an alternate mode.
Yes, one robot is the front of a vehicle, the other robot is the rear of the vehicle, and they are interchangeable.
This is how you know Bot Shots is gone, because it's very Bot Shots-esque,
but
packaging.
It looks smaller and cheaper than Bot Shots.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying the artwork is very Bot Shots-esque.
It's very much that price point.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I think I would like to have a couple, and they would go on my desk at work, and that's it.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it as much as I thought I would from the descriptions. I also want to get a couple sets, but almost exclusively for the premise of making an Optimus Prime truck that has a cat butt.
Yeah. And so they paired up Ultra Magnus and Optimus and Hot Rod and Bumblebee, which just feels weird to me, a little weird.
It feels like an insult to Hot Rod.
Yeah, it does. But I like the vehicle that Hot Rod and Bumblebee make. It's weird looking.
Yeah.
God, I might actually buy these if they're no more than what we see in this first wave, which is possible.
I
But they
don't
look
think
like
I like these.
Sky Warp and Starscream are supposed to be in Wave 2, I think.
yeah, that could be interesting. No, like I agree about the Hot Rod Bumblebee vehicle because like their combined form looks like a minivan, but it looks like a front engine minivan that they put a supercharger on, which is just the most absurd premise I can think of.
Yeah.
Like somebody hot rodding a minivan.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Pardon me. Takara T-Spark Zone event. MPG Nucleon Quest Super Convoy. Transformers Cross Macross Basara Prime AMT 02 Predaking, and Missing Link RC is still in development.
Mhm.
So this
Yeah,
popped up
so-
last week when we were recording.
Oh, yeah, around the time we were doing the year in review show because it naturally, when we couldn't actually talk about it until the next week, even though it popped up, I believe, on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good for us.
It was towards the end of the show, though.
It was.
So, it might as well have been Thursday.
So like I was kind of surprised to see Nucleon Quest Super Convoy already, but like it kind of made sense because God Bomber's not going to be out until June of this year, so they need something to do with these molds in the meantime before they need that for like a Fire Guts Jinrai to be a Tokyo Toy Show exclusive 2025 prediction.
It's pretty. I don't want it.
It does look really nice.
It does.
Like it looks substantially nicer to me. I guess the like solid black color scheme kind of
Odds all the stuff we didn't like about it.
basically, yeah, it makes the proportions read a fair bit differently, and like the original Nucleon Quest Super Convoy was itself a really pretty toy. Like for being a black redeco, it just looked really, really nice, and this does inherit at least some of that quality from it.
So
I also don't want to buy it
why does Optimus Prime have a guitar?
because Macross.
Yeah, isn't there some Macross that's based around music?
Yeah,
All
one
of
or
them,
two,
but
Don.
especially Macross 7.
Yeah, Don, a couple of them.
I'm sorry. I'm not talking about Min-May. I'm just talking about like I've only seen Robotech. I haven't seen Macross, but I know there's like music pilot. They use music to pilot the Veritex or something. Not sure.
Music is very often a theme in Macross, and it has more than once been used in a capacity to like connect the two antagonizing sides. Like it is often a plot smoother in Macross series, and the amount that it focuses on or relies on the musical component will vary. Macross Frontier and Macross Delta were very, very heavy in the music tie-in to that, but like at that point they were using the show as much to sell CDs and format an idol group as they were trying to do anything else selling toys.
So what's
Macross 7 is a fair bit earlier.
So what's this Adamus Machina or Machina Predacons thing?
Expensive.
It's Predaking and the Predacons. Can you be more specific with your question?
Like, is this who made this?
Takara.
Takara made this. Oh, this is what Don was talking about.
Yeah.
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 I hate it. Why is there buzz around this?
I'm just saying it's a combiner because this is the one we thought was just going to be like an action figure, kind of like the that.
The Rodimus, the AMT1 Rodimus.
Yeah, but no, this is actually a.
It's a full transforming combiner team.
Yeah, I find it off-putting. I don't like it at all.
Maybe when it's in color. No, I mean I will agree. I don't really care for how Predaking is styled.
It's very artistic interpretation.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if like they've gone for Studio Ox on this, maybe, or
I
at
think
least
they shot way past Studio Ox.
yeah. I was gonna say like at least in that vein of things, but yeah, I mean these are gonna be small toys individually. I don't think there's gonna be a substitute for a Combiner Wars scaled Predaking that we've been wanting since the Titan Predaking
So
happened.
this is basically them fishing for another price point.
Kind of. I think this is just like a higher end kind of product. Like, Flame Toys has their Kurakarakuri figures, which are high end, non-transformable things. This is, I think, trying to exist in the same space, but first party and actually transforms.
And also, there's been nothing for the Predacon since the one we had in the U.S. since the combiner one.
Power of the Primes, that's correct.
Power of the Primes. I say combiner, Power of the Primes. So I mean, it's a character that has a lot of fans, but there's not any merchandise out there for.
I mean, there's never been a lot of merchandise for Predaking. It's not like Predaking is, one that they just run through the mill every year. Like we had G1 Predaking. Then we had Power of the Primes. There was basically, and like, reissues and stuff.
Yeah, I remember the Platinum Predaking clearanced out for the most part.
Yeah.
People didn't really want it.
Yeah. I just don't think that Predaking carries the cachet that it used to back in like the 90s.
Oh yeah, in the 90s, like Predaking was the thing.
Yeah. Like on Alt Toys Transformers, like, oh, Predaking. Then like a lot of those people who said, oh, Predaking's awesome, never actually held one.
Then we found out about Lyle Kaiser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and none of us put Lyle Kaiser as a prediction.
No, we wanted things that were plausible.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bold prediction. Like, I don't think Don's wrong. I would love to see another Lyle Kaiser, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon. Other things I want first. But yeah, I don't much care for that. It's just not my thing.
It's nice to see that Missing Link RC is still being brought out and has actually been painted.
Yeah. So is this Studio Series the Sentinel Prime?
Yeah, almost certainly.
Okay.
Let me find the picture. I don't know why they would have that's the Studio Series, but I don't know why they'd have the Prime Changer one, honestly. Because that should be Studio Series Transformers 1 Bumblebee there right next to it too.
Yeah. So otherwise, this is stuff that we've seen recently. It's just
the RC's different than what we've seen before because like the hands are different now and it's got some wheels added to it. So it looks like it might be an actual movable prototype.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because remember the first one we saw, I assume 3D printed out all the separate parts that they expected it to be made from, but they hadn't engineered it to actually transform from one shape to the other. Just those parts could be built together as either the car or the robot. I don't know that this one necessarily has all this transformation engineering done. It does look like it's at a more advanced state than the previous gray prototype we saw, but like, again, at least this shows they are still working on this. They are still trying to make progress on this idea. They're not giving up on it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, the guy in charge of Missing Link seemed to be like really driven to make stuff like this happen. So
I respect it and appreciate it.
Yeah, same.
So Transformers Cyberworld. What is Transformers Cyberworld?
The successor to Earthspark. Gonna be the new quote unquote main line.
So we have
Cyberworld sounds like an amusement park.
Yeah, it does. It's not great branding.
Wow, I mean, not great branding on a Transformers line. When has that ever happened before?
Yeah, it's not like Earthspark was the best.
Unthinkable.
Yeah.
Better branding than Gundam Build Metaverse, but that's saying not much.
And like Earthspark was at least descriptive of the basic premise of the concept. It just didn't communicate that concept well with its name.
Yeah, I genuinely, I mean, maybe I'll watch it and like it, but I genuinely dislike the way that Bumblebee looks.
Like Bumblebee is giving me Alternator's Grimlock, and because of that, I don't like it.
Yeah. Mega Bull is great.
Yeah.
I love Mega Bull. I am all about Mega Bull.
Did Mega Bull show up in that weird Japanese toy line leak from like late last year?
No, because like there's two separate like half animal themed Transformers lines, I guess. One from Hasbro and one coming from Takara.
And Takara's the one that has the ones that like two random things connect.
Yeah. Yeah, Wild King or Wild Docking, depending how you're intended to read the katakana.
Yeah.
You're probably supposed to read it both ways, situationally.
Japanese is like
It's
that.
like that,
Yes.
yeah. So like what I like about the Optimus Prime design though is that the character model is keeping toy specific details like the wheels on the forearms. Like they're not massaging that away. Like that's obviously going to be represented on the toy, and it's probably on the character model because the toy has to be engineered that way. Like I am a fan of this if they are letting the toys better dictate what the media looks like instead of trying to like mesh the two to each other. Transformers to me always is something that should have been toys first, like it originally was.
Yeah. Okay. Age of the Primes, Wreck and Doom, Collectors, Top Spin versus Spinister. I
Yes,
forgot that
please.
this is what, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Or last week.
Late last week, I think.
So what's different?
It is finally, like 3 years later, the top spin in his Diaclone colors to go along with the twin twist that we already have.
And Spinister gets his Target Masters and supposedly a more comic book accurate color scheme, which could kind of make him tie into the comic ones we've gotten. Although I have seen people that are more versed in the comic than I am say the colors ain't quite right.
They said the colors are to better help him match with the Quake and the Trigger Happy that we already have, which I
Okay,
don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
but
I'm disputing that notion. Nothing should be trying to match colors with Quake because Quake's colors are objectively incorrect.
yeah, so
Um,
Spinister's
Quake is
colors are
objectively
just
incorrect.
wrong. Spinister's colors are just wrong, but he does come with his Target Masters, like I
Okay,
theorized.
so like if Spinister's arms were the same color as the legs, you could actually make a case for this being Marvel Comics colors.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
what I've
so
been seeing people mentioning.
right, so as it is, the most you could give this, if you're being generous, is that they have gone for a mix of Marvel US and Marvel UK colors. The problem with that is that Spinister in Marvel UK is basically incorrect original toy colors. Like Marvel UK Spinister does not have a weird like comics only color scheme. So like that itself is even a stretch. And the package art for this set depicts Spinister in the Siege colors, the original toy colors. So it seems like the decision to deco the toy this way came about kind of late in the process for some reason.
Yeah, I
On the
think
other hand, I'm glad to get Diaclone Topspin.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And Spinister's actual Target Masters. Other than that, Spinister's just a really good toy, so even if his
Yeah.
colors are wrong, he's still a good fiddle former.
So my knowledge of how like things like packaging and product design is maybe a couple years out of date, but I do remember from my experience with basically manufacturing that one of the earliest things that goes into production or the design is the packaging, which goes with this, and it's very likely, very possible that the packaging doesn't reflect. I think they even put that a disclaimer often on packaging, don't they? That it may not reflect the final colors.
I mean, at least as far back as when I was a kid.
Yeah, it just takes forever.
Product may vary.
And besides that, like for a straight recolor or a re-release like this, like they have a lot of flexibility up until the last minute to modify the deco sheet that the factory is given and like redictate the colors that the thing's going to be produced in.
Yeah. Let's see here. Age of the Primes Wave 1 is starting to hit retail in Indonesia.
So probably expect some US-based retailers to be getting their supplies in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, keep an eye on the CMD store, I guess.
CMD store, maybe Big Bad Toy Store. Some of the time they're kind of early on the curve with the stuff too. Other fine retailers also exist.
We have in-hand photos of Studio Series 86 Scrapper.
Yep, and toward the bottom of the set of photos here, there is a size comparison with Combiner Wars Scrapper.
Yeah. I like it.
Definitely it is smaller,
Much
but
more-
it's what we were told to expect from this,
I mean,
basically.
and it should be.
Yeah.
It should be smaller.
Mhm. All the Constructicons robot modes are supposed to be about the same size as much as they can achieve that because that's how it worked in the cartoon. So they're all going to be like big deluxe size, regardless of their price
it
point.
looks strikingly similar to the Combiner Wars one, but it's smaller and it has elbows now.
Yeah. Which I guess makes it strikingly similar to the Unite Warriors one in particular.
Yeah.
This has better elbows than the Unite Warriors ones because
Well,
even
yeah.
those were pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming they went in and added them instead of Hasbro taking them out.
I mean, there was probably some parallel design work between the Combiner Wars and Unite Warriors versions of that Devastator, but I think their hands were still a little bit tied in how much they could do different because all of those toys still had to hold up a whole Devastator.
Yeah.
But Scrapper looks nice.
Yep. Titan, Star, Optimus Prime, Star Convoy behind the scenes from Mark.
Star Convoy also looks really nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I did a complete 180 on this thing. I said I wasn't interested. I still pre-ordered it because I had to. But seeing the Rodimus in his chest or the hot rod in his chest looks so cool that I want this now. Like I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. I mean,
You never had a G1 Star Convoy, did you?
No.
Yeah. So I bought my first original Star Convoy just for the Hot Rodimus because I wanted that actually more than Star Convoy.
And this Micromaster hot rod is pretty much core sized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually slightly taller than the existing core class hot rod from Kingdom.
But it looks right. It's in line with the way that Micromaster Hot Rodimus looked, as from a design standpoint, which is what's important.
So why is he in the chest? Does he control him?
He's like a Micromaster base.
He's just along for the ride.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, so he's not actually controlling
No, Optimus is not just a big mech.
Okay.
Although, depending on the specific iteration of Hot Rod or Rodimus, it would completely be in character for him to make a giant Optimus Prime robot to ride around in to get people to respect him.
That's funny. I think it would be Rodimus instead of Hot Rod, but yes. Actually, no. I mean, honestly, no. Lost Light, Hot Rod too, I guess potentially.
But
I don't know.
Rodimus then.
I think Rodimus would more likely build a giant Optimus for somebody else to drive, so he didn't have to do it.
That's fair.
I like that better.
I mean, this just made me think of Ultra Magnus with Minimus Ambus in his chest, who is basically controlling Ultra Magnus.
I mean,
yeah, okay, that's I can understand that take on it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silverbolt behind the scenes part 2.
Mostly a focus on the Superion configuration.
Any changes in thoughts with this?
Don't like it.
He shows that you can switch the limb frame parts onto Menasor. So it's not actually Scramble City, but you can actually, kind of scramble power between the aerial bots and Stunticons.
It's in the same vein.
Yeah. The connections are cross-compatible. It's maybe not advised, but it can be done.
Yeah, the one thing is, I don't get why people are saying and again, this is just things I'm seeing across the internet, how it's lazy toy design and that it's cheating.
Oh, it is cheating. It's absolutely cheating.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, unless we want these all to be priced like the individual Constructicons, and they still wouldn't combine properly because
I mean, Scramble City style combiners are all the same size, other than
but I mean, it's
robot.
So we had combining robots, 10 years ago, without using the frame patterns, and it was called Combiner Wars.
And some of those were pretty good.
Yeah, some of them
Some of
were.
them were pretty good, but it is incredibly difficult to pose those robots without them just falling over or falling apart.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So these skeletal structures are way more stable.
It doesn't bother me at all.
But it is
I mean, I
slow
just-
feeding.
But it looks like the cartoon did. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to each his own. If you don't like it, you don't like
Don't
it.
get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I am not.
I love it.
Me too.
I'm not poo-pooing on this to try to diminish anyone else's enjoyment. I'm glad this works for people, and I'm glad I don't feel a need to buy it because that's so much less money to spend this year.
Same.
Unless I go and buy somebody's Unite Warriors Superion that they don't want anymore because they're going to buy this.
Yeah, do that. Hey, you could also get the Bumblebee foldable container, which we talked about during the year-end recap last week. Was it Optimus Prime or just generic Transformers container?
It was the Autobot and Decepticon ones
Yeah.
from something over the summer.
Well, now it's a box but it's yellow and it says Bumblebee, so that makes it Bumblebee.
Yes.
So Bumblebee transforms from a box to a wafer.
And back?
Yeah, and back. Yeah.
Wow.
Can I eat the wafer?
No.
No,
You
but
can
your
eat-
cat
you-
can jump in the box.
You can eat anything once if you're brave enough.
Yeah, it's 7,150 yen.
That's a lot for a box.
It is.
Hey, Brian, can we go back to the last one? I just want to say something.
Yeah, real
I
quick.
think Mark's trying to give us a hint at G2 Superion because if you look at his photos, he has all the G2 bots on not G2 Superion, G2 Menasor, because he has all the G2 limbs on that one combiner.
So
Like he's trying to
the problem with that is that G2 Wild Rider is yellow, and even if you assume there would be like a black stripe on the underbody of the car, the plastic we would see from this angle, I assume you're looking at the Menasor and Superion facing off picture. The plastic we would see from that angle would be yellow because they wouldn't paint underneath those edges. Based on what we're seeing here, my best guess is that what he's got plugged in on there is the regular G1 Colors Wild Rider from the Menasor box set.
I don't know because I'm looking at that picture right now, and
There's a
I
weird
can
yellow
see-
thing sticking
Oh,
out, but we can't
yeah.
figure out what that actually is because where that is does not correspond to a mounting location on that toy.
Could it be some kind of release button?
I mean, that's
Or they included the spoiler with Wild Rider.
which would be weird, but that also doesn't look like that shape. That looked like a 5mm peg sticking out, but even if it was the guns for that mold, they would be lower down and you wouldn't be able to see the side pegs from this angle. This is a conversation we had in the Discord like a week and a half ago, tfradio.net/Discord, and the best conclusion we could come up with was inconclusive because like there's weirdness here and it kind of does not lead distinctly to one thing, but like because the car body plastic we can see matches the color of the tires, that still to me is presenting as a G1 colored Wild Rider toy, whether it's the box set one or the individual release. I don't think that's like a sneaky peek at the G2 Wild Rider that we've had no indication of so far has even been solicited or anything.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that. I was
okay, I'm
just
sorry.
saying that he used the 3 that we already have on Menasor to kind of
Oh,
say
okay, sure.
like, it's coming.
Don't give up hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just
Yeah,
not
okay.
before the end of 2025 because of my prediction.
Yeah. So new official. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to point out in that same picture, though, if you look at Superion's right arm, it also has a weird off-color version of Slingshot. Like, that is basically solid gray, and it does not correspond to any actual aerial bot. So, like, that is probably just a test shot version they have that he used to fill in space there. So, like, don't read too much into anything in the picture, because some of the stuff is being just used to fill spaces. Anyway, yes. Now the cards.
Yeah, 40th anniversary trading cards by Kaio or whatever from the Chinese market. They're really generic looking.
Yeah.
And they look like something that you would get inserted into like a low price point toy back when when Hasbro was inserting cards.
Or something that you would get slipped into your Robot Kingdom order as like a freebie bonus.
Yes, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah.
I remember back when me and Rob would order Gundam action figures in the early mid 2000s, one of the eBay sellers we would use commonly, if you did a, fairly sizable order, he had like other little like Gundam minifigure pieces he would slip into the packaging too as like,
Oh yeah.
extra thank you gifts. Krusty Gundam is actually still selling on eBay, last I checked too, so some things never change.
Yeah.
Oh nice.
Yeah. I don't really have any interest. I'm not a big fan of Transformers trading cards. Like I've been burned by those before. The only like toy adjacent trading card that I really like, and because it's so basic, was that was it Skybox G.I. Joe set from like 91 or whoever made it. Just very basic, like 80 cards or whatever. And I have like triplicate, like, mini copies over of each card. Like I like that set, but I haven't much cared for like any of the Armada cards or anything else for Transformers that's come out. Not really my thing. Okay. Transformers Cross Frame Girl Optimus Prime model kit.
Another thing that's not your thing. I don't think it's anyone's thing.
Maybe
I'm
Don.
surprised this still comes out.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, it's I think it's just interesting like that, and the Gal and the Gal Figar. I think it's just interesting little things. I just think it's interesting that they can combine two things. She's got the axe, she's got the gun, she's got. I think it's just interesting. It's just from what I've been finding out from y'all and everybody else about these Kotobukiya kits, they ain't fun and they ain't easy. So it's not for me, but I can appreciate just they're neat.
What
They-
I
they
will
are-
give. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
They're definitely for more advanced, from what I've heard, than most Bandai kits. They will take more skills in building models than your average. Probably your average Gundam kit, or probably even your average Flame Toys kit.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
mean, the two Flame Toys kits I built, I was impressed with how similar that experience was to building a Bandai model kit. Like they've got their processes nailed down pretty well too. There were parts that were not nearly as smooth as a Bandai kit, but like they are up there in terms of like user accessibility.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say is that compared to the Gal Figar and most of the other things like this I've seen, this is probably like the best and most tasteful in terms of style, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like there's the Transformers Bishojo statues that there's been several iterations of over the last year or two, and like as Transformers girls go, like I actually appreciate the fusion of the styles on this model kit more than what those statues were doing. Like this feels like it's representing both aspects, the robot and the cute anime girl part. Like I
Yeah.
don't hate the way this looks at all. It's not a thing that I want to have, but like if you're gonna do this, this is a great way to do this.
Yeah. I honestly wouldn't mind like posable model kits of some of those shoujo designs. They're also, in terms of like anime girl statues and model kits, like towards the good taste end of the
Oh sure,
very
definitely.
broad spectrum there. But just like in terms of like the cross frame and the frame arms girls things, which you browse through a guy a lot, you end up for looking for models, you end up going past a lot of those.
Uh-huh.
And just in terms of not being a girl standing there in her underwear, this is probably the like legit best of the frame girls lines I have actually ever seen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a shame that that's a subsection that needs all those caveats.
Yeah.
Just to.
It sure is, Don.
Okay, let's jump to what we got this week. And since last week was the year in review recap, this is really like what did we get over the last like 5 weeks?
Well, for you, definitely, Brian, because you haven't been here in almost that much time.
I haven't been here. This is my first time doing this since the Christmas. Actually, the Christmas episode. So
it's your first recording since December 21st. That wasn't the year in review recording. Yeah.
So I'm going to start.
Yeah, sure.
I mentioned it during the the recap last week for the RSC Awards, but I love it, Matt. Thank you. This bot 3D printed model that you picked up at TFCon. It's great. It's like my favorite thing. It's beautiful.
Glad you like it.
I also got Studio Series 86 Galvatron, and it's nice. I like it. I have too many versions of this mold. This is really the only one that I need. I actually have like the non-mainline Galvatrons. I'll say like the toy version, the reformatting version, whatever. I have those like in a Ziploc bag that I was going to take to McKay's.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I just don't need them, but like I might actually not need any others. I might just get rid of all of them because
I mean, the reformatting one you should probably actually like post for sale because like there might be somebody who needs that more than McKay's does.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the aftermarket price
Well,
is on
yeah,
it.
'cause, I mean that one was I think more limited and tended to sell through fast a couple times. Pulse was able to get that up.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Don.
No, I was gonna say it'd be a really cool display if you do like whatever comes out for 86 Megatron, have him on the shelf, and then you have reformatting Galvatron, Siege Galvatron, Kingdom Galvatron, Studio Series Galvatron, as he goes from being recreated by Unicron.
Okay.
So,
Might as well
so-
throw 2008 Universe Galvatron in there too while you're at it.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then,
just saying it'd be- it'd be
pose
like-
them like the evolution diagram where they're,
Yeah.
just progressively standing
a
up.
start, change,
forward.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the core class Energon Galvatron. I didn't have it. And it was on Amazon cheap, so I picked that up.
Hmm.
I got leader class Overcharge. Finally. I don't know why.
I don't know either, Brian, but he just looks good in those colors.
It
And
does.
it's way the hell cheaper than the e-hobby one.
That's true. I don't remember if I have the e-hobby one or not.
Well, yeah, it's that goes for hundreds of dollars now.
I think it goes for about 300 the last time I priced it.
And for context, as an e-hobby exclusive, it cost less than this leader class one did when e-hobby offered it in 2003, if memory serves right.
Yeah,
A
sounds
little
about
over
right.
20 years ago, and it was designed to be a troop builder. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was still an extremely expensive troop builder for its time.
Yeah. I also picked up the clamshell VHS, the Kid Rhino release of Transformers the movie, mostly because I hooked up the VCR to my CRT TV, and I've been watching Halloween on like repeat, and it's just fun watching movies in their original VHS. And that's really how Transformers the movie should be experienced in its original
In the original
VHS.
Klingon.
Yeah. So I picked it up, and I don't know if it's the VCR or the cassette. The cassette looks fine, but it'll play for a second and stop. My Halloween cassette doesn't do that. So, and you can't warranty a 25-year-old VHS tape. So,
So if it's doing that, trying to play it from the beginning, what I would suggest doing is getting like a pencil or something and pushing the release button in the cassette body and manually advancing the tape a little bit past there, and then trying it. There may just be a flaw or something in the physical tape at this point, near the start point that it can't get past.
Plus, I mean, Michael Myers got stabbed and shot how many times? I don't think a bad VCR is going to stop him.
that's true. That's true. That's what I got this week. I'm going to go to Chris next. Chris, what did you get?
Okay. All right, 2 weeks worth. Because we didn't do this last week. So things I got for myself. I found Super 7 Ultimates Bludgeon at Ross and picked that up for $20.
Nice.
Because that's what a Super 7 Ultimates really should cost.
Yes.
I haven't opened it up or messed with it.
And your
'cause it's a
birthday
super-
was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you. No, I haven't opened Bludgeon because like there's not a ton of point in opening both Super 7 Ultimates. Nathan, Python Patroller, also warned me that possibly the swords are a little bit of a fragile point on that. He said his like partially broke trying to put it into the scabbard. So bit of hesitation on that if I do open it. Um, I got Beast Wars Masterpiece Optimus Primal from Rusted Cross on our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. It's from the batch of them that inexplicably showed up recently for $30 each at a Habitat for Humanity store in Northern California. We have no idea what led to this happening, but Rusty took a drive out there, bought up a small pile of them to distribute at cost to our Discord members, and I ended up getting his last one because I found out it was his last one. It's like, okay, I probably should just go ahead and get this because it's actually a really good price. And especially if I'm going to end up getting that rat trap, I kind of want to have like the two of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it really is. So big thanks to Rusty for hooking me up with that. And then I got, and it just came in yesterday, Non-F's Slipstream upgrade kit, and I got the full boat version that has the Toy Hack sticker sheet for it and the extra color option parts that are matched to Windblade. So I haven't put any of that together, but now I've got a lot of customization options for those two toys. My early leaning is that Slipstream's going to get the Earthspark style chest plate over any of the other options, and I may go with like the animated style one for Windblade, which puts like the fake jet canopy on the chest, just to kind of dress that up and make the robot look a little bit more like vehicle integrated. Now onto the gifts, which Brian alluded to just a moment ago. So the on topic gift is a Legacy G2 breakdown, which was sent to me by Josh Wheeljack64. Thank you very much for that. Rusty got one of these last week and reported an early breakage with the clear plastic roof piece when he tried to transform his. I have not taken mine out of the box yet, but it's something I'm going to be watchful for. We think it might have just been like some paint overspray or paint fusion on there. Diecast is showing us his right now that has the windshield retracted, and I assume that it has not broken in the process of doing that.
Correct. Mine
That's
did
good.
not break. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I assume that was just a one-off defect with Rusty's copy, but it's something I'm going to be mindful of when I do come to handle the toy. So again, thank you for that, Josh. Slightly less on topic is a 52 Toys Beast Drive kit or figure. So 52 Toys is known for their Beast Box toys mostly, which is the cube that turn into various robotic animals and things. So they have a bigger line, which is animal robots that turn into vehicles. So I got the Skytail, which is an orange squirrel robot that turns into like a plane or airship kind of
I was
thing.
hoping
Oh,
that
awesome.
I was hoping that'd be the one you get when you mentioned that company.
Yeah, so my friend Misty got that for me because she knows how into orange things I am. So that was kind of like perfectly suited. So let's see. Next, least on topic is Marvel Legends Retro Series Iron Man Model 09, which was sent to me by Paladin. Thank you, Paladin. This is the like Mega Man or Astro Boy boots Iron Man. Um, it's
my
a
favorite.
variation. It's a variation of the neoclassic armor, which was first drawn by Mark Bright in Iron Man 231. The thick boots and gauntlets, as far as I can tell, came from when John Romita Jr. took over pencils on Iron Man, starting in the like mid to late 250s. And then when Paul Ryan took over from him about 10 issues later, he kept the heavy gloves and boots while like streamlining the art style back down to like John Romita has like his tendency was to like thicker, wider proportions on his character designs. So I think that's where the glove and boot thing came from. And then I guess Paul Ryan liked that or editorial liked that part of it. So when the proportions went back to more typical style, like that stayed. And I think Paul Ryan's specific version is what this figure is based on because Paul Ryan's collar on that armor was fairly small and understated, and that's kind of how the figure presents. There was another figure based on this design that was released in 2012 or 2013, but this one is completely new and different from that. It seems like the only previously used part on this is maybe the upper arms, which I think are the same ones that were on the Deluxe War Machine that came out 2 or 3 years ago. Also a really good toy. But yeah, this is one of my very favorite Iron Man armors in this specific variation with the big heavy boots. So thank you so much for getting me that, Paladin. Straying yet further from on topic is Diecast's gift. Now, Diecast, I give you a lot of crap, but one nice thing I can say for you, you often do really thoughtful gifts. And like I feel that with this too. Diecast got me the Lego Creator Retro Camera building kit.
Oh, nice.
So the main build for that is an SLR style camera. It can also be built as a small camcorder or a retro style TV, but obviously the just basic camera thing is, what drew me to this. So like it's I haven't had a chance to build it yet. I think I got it in the mail yesterday. But yeah, that's gonna be really fun to get into and mess with. And thank you so much for that.
Oh, no problem. As soon as I saw it and I, play with photography and everything,
Yeah,
I was like, I have to get that for him.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah. No,
Diecast, is that the one I put in the group chat a couple of months ago that I saw
Yes.
that? Is that
That was
it?
the Disney one, wasn't it? That you put in the
No,
chat.
it was the SLR.
Okay.
Yep.
For whatever reason, I thought it was the Disney movie camera. It's nice. Yeah, it's very nice. That's a great gift.
It is.
yeah. And then finally from Rob, I got the complete series DVD set for 7 days. And if you don't remember that show, that's okay. Nobody else does either. So
I do.
okay, so 7 Days was a UPN show that for 3 seasons was the lead-in show to Star Trek Voyager on Wednesday nights.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, so it didn't last a long time, and it's not like the greatest show ever made, but I do have like nostalgic memories for it. So like it's cool to get to watch it again because I don't think it's actually on streaming anywhere currently. So I have
Is
not
it?
seen most of the show in many a year, and I've watched a couple episodes out of the set already. I actually sat and watched most of the pilot two-parter on my birthday with the birthday dinner I cooked myself. So like that was a fun like special thing to get to do too. So thank you for that, Rob. That's been very enjoyable.
I'm
It was a
glad.
cool premise too that if there was a world-shaking event, he could go back in time,
But
but
only
only
a
7 days.
Yeah. There was a couple of episodes where they had characters either claim to be or actually be from much farther in the future coming back to fix their timelines. And one of those was a guest appearance by Robert Picardo, who claimed to have come back in time 7 years to, I think, to kill some politician who was going to lead to undesirable things happening. But shock, there was a twist to that. That was a season 3 episode, I think. So if anybody actually does have access to this, it's an interesting episode to go and rewatch. Robert Picardo was a much better actor than Star Trek Voyager deserved, and like you get an example of that in that 7 Days episode, among other things he's done. And I believe that concludes all the things I've gotten since we last did what we got.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Completely unrelated. I'm looking at eBay. Brian didn't buy anything, so don't take a drink. But I found that there is a Transformers Dark of the Moon award season screener DVD for your consideration. What on earth?
Well,
What are
I
they
think we
thinking?
know how that ended up on eBay.
Yeah.
Special effects and soundtrack.
Yeah. Well, it says yes, but it says it says specifically for your consideration in all categories. It's pretty amazing.
What was it, Brian? What was it?
It's a DVD screener sent out to like voters in the Academy and things like that.
For what movie?
Dark of the Moon.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Someone was having
kinda
delusions
cut
of
out.
grandeur.
Yes.
As the original 5 movies go, Dark of the Moon was one of the better ones. It
Yeah.
still should not have been up for consideration, but it was one of the better ones. It's not like seeing the screener for Age of Extinction, let's say.
Yeah. Okay, Rob.
Only got one thing on topic in the last couple of weeks. Couple of weeks ago, Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon had Transformers 1 Prime Changers deluxe-ish Bumblebee for like $7 and change. And I got it, and it's not a bad figure. I there's not a lot to report about it, honestly. It's another one where just getting the arms like arranged just so can be a little bit of an issue, but it did not drive me to madness. Nor did it change my life. If you get it for like $7-8, it's a pretty good little figure. And that's about all.
Cool. Actually, you can now take a drink because I just bought one of the Dark of the Moon screeners.
I
Nice.
mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you
Like,
had to.
$15 shipped.
Cool.
Diecast.
Ooh, I'm probably gonna forget some stuff. I got MPG 09 Power Master Optimus Prime. I'm just calling it that because I have a problem calling it anything else. I also got G2 Breakdown. I got two of them. I'm getting two of each of the G2 characters. I got Armada Universe Wheeljack, which he was one of my favorite toys from Armada.
I wanted you to say as a kid, so I could just smack you down.
I mean, practically.
I wasn't a kid when Armada came out.
Me neither.
I got two Cosmoses because I gotta have little.
You could sell those for $1
everywhere.
million.
No, they're
Not,
common
not,
now.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I also got the Fans Hobby Tsunami, which is their tidal wave.
Tsunami.
Yeah, that's what I said. Tsunami.
Not quite.
It sounds
You
like you
said
said tsunami.
That's
I thought I
something
said
completely
tsunami,
different.
but maybe that was just in the accent.
I was trying to figure out like who's selling Cartoon Network assets.
I also got the Keith's Fantasy Club, the KFC Raijin. Obviously, they're Jinrai. I must say that thing is heavy, like super, super heavy. When I picked up the box, I was like, there's a lot of probably diecast. There's a lot of diecast in that figure. I haven't messed around with it yet. I got the Ocular Max Groove for their Defensor. And this is going to sound so wrong on if you're listening to this on the audio version. But I got Dumb, which is the Unique Toys
Kids and Mud Flaps.
Skids and
Kids and
Mudflap.
Mudflap. So I had Dumber, and now I got Dumb.
Yes. Yeah.
I never hated those toy molds if they just had like normal faces.
Yeah, I mean, they were.
You can say that about a lot of movie toys, honestly.
Yeah, I never hated those molds. I just hated those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the problem lies.
Yeah, they were kind of the comic relief of the, Revenge of the Fallen. So it's still the best movie ever, even if they're not that great. It's still the best movie ever. And then I think that's all I got for On Topic.
Okay. Don.
Only two things on topic. Got G2 Breakdown, two of them. I forgot to cancel my one on Pulse when the Amazon one shipped, but that's fine because if I ever get G2 Minosaur, I'm going to want the Stunticons in individual forms anyway. So hopefully that'll come out before the Heat Death of the Universe. And I was at Walmart the other day, and they put those Nooks, which is the little standees to go on your bookshelf. They put them on clearance for $10. So I got the Optimus Prime to put my family home entertainment VHSs around it when I dig them out of the box.
I didn't know that was a thing, Don. So you said Walmart?
They've got all I have seen is this and Gizmo from Gremlins. That's what I saw mine had. They were like $20, but they were on clearance for 10. So I thought that'd be because they've got the mock-ups there as well from the old FHE stuff. So that'd be kind of cool to put on the shelf on my video shelf, my literal video shelf. But that's all I got on topic.
Matt.
Just one thing, and it is G2 Breakdown. I as well got two of them because, like Dawn, I will have a team of Stunticons and a Menasor. Um, it's no secret I'm no big fan of this mold, especially not them using it for Breakdown and Wild Rider. I was not a fan of that, but it looks good in these colors. The Aquamarine is a little more pale than we got on the G2 Combiner War set several years ago now, but it still looks good, especially with the dark purple highlights. Uh, the clear plastic has some flaking in it to make it shimmery, which looks really nice, but scares the crap out of me. And they did include it for light piping and then painted over the eyes, so it's pointless.
Yeah, typical. So, that is the toy version head from the box set, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one I do not prefer, sadly, but
But it's nice to have an opportunity to actually like have access to that without having to have bought the whole box set.
which
For
I
me,
did buy,
for
which
me.
I did buy the box set, but I could have just sent you that head because I don't use it.
That's fine.
But yeah, that's it for me this week.
John.
The only thing I got was Armada Wheeljack, who's great. He looks really great, really sharp. And that mold, I'm just fine with that mold. And I will say, again, having the latest version of this new version of Wheeljack, Shattered Glass came first, but now we get a proper Armada Wheeljack, is that he is a bit of a unicorn in how compelling his design is with the scratched out Autobot symbol. But I wish we had more of that, because now that Hasbro really just does no storytelling, and then they also just basically rehash characters, which is a shame. But I I wish they did more of this when they had a chance. A character like Wheeljack, a character design that tells a story without you having to like his design is a story, right? Like he is like compelling because of what's going on with his chest. And he requires not he doesn't require a bio, he doesn't require anything. Like a kid can pick him up and look at his chest and there's a story there. And obviously that's what makes him like super cool. And they did a really good job with this mold and kind of recreating that. There's techie details inside the scar, and the angle of it's just right, and it still reads as an Autobot symbol. There's a lot of paint apps on his chest to kind of just make it work, and so it's a really good execution of the type of character. I wish they had done more before we got stuck in this time loop of homages. But he's great. And I'm really glad I got him. And that's it for me.
That's awesome. Okay, let's jump to ham sandwiches, the off-topic portion of what we got this week, which is exclusive to patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Chris.
No, I went through my whole thing in the previous.
Rob.
Okay. I've got a fair amount of stuff the last couple of weeks. I don't know, I feel like I'm going through a manic buying phase to keep the brain bees from attacking. But at any rate, I got a bunch of the Bandai 30-minute missions and 30-minute fantasy model kits. I really like the 30-minute fantasy series, like the knights that they're doing. They're doing like a character class and some variant upgrade kits every couple of months. So I just got the fighter class with the warrior upgrade built in. Very bulky figure, especially compared to the previous one. Really liking that. Got a couple of random upgrade kits from the other lines as well. I'm enjoying that. I got some Blu-rays that were on good sale on Amazon. Got first off Mobile Suit Gundam Cuckoo's Stone's Island, which is the basically it's a spin-off of the Gundam the Origin movie line, more or less. The continuity there is very wobbly. but it is the last production directed by the original character designer for Mobile Suit Gundam, so I wanted to have that. And it was down like $27 on Amazon, which is really good. So grab that. Also got the first volume of Free Run Beyond Journey's End, which is a really nice series. That was like $36 for 16 episodes, 18 episodes, something like that. That's pretty good at this point too. Like compared to what subtitled anime would cost you on VHS 30 years ago, it's absolutely incredible. But beyond that, just a few more random art books from Surugaya, a few more, manga here and there, and that is about the extent of what I can remember getting the last couple of weeks.
Cool. Diecast.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot off topic, but I did get a Saw Viper for G.I. Joe Classified series. I also got Cobra Xandar, which I remember his look more than his name. Like, I feel like he looks familiar, but I don't remember his name.
Sartan's brother.
Yeah, I honestly don't know that I realized that was out.
Yeah.
And then I also got, which he's like he looks like the 80s cop G.I. Joe. It's
Law?
Leatherneck.
Oh.
Leatherneck.
Leatherneck. He's got that big mustache on him, and apparently he's quite a bit smaller than like Gung Ho or anything like that. So it's interesting to me that they're not doing, the guys all the same size. So I appreciate that. I think that'll look good. I almost think I'm I almost think I'm done with G.I. Joe Classified unless they do something like, well, what more do I really need? Right. We're up to
Drug Elimination
about
Force,
150.
Battle,
So,
Battle Horde 2000. There's so many
What's that?
things that we need. There's so many things that we need.
Guy Patrol.
Hydro Viper. Astro Viper. Yes.
A whale.
Valor versus Venom.
Oh no. No.
Best pool.
Yes.
Battle Force 2000.
Yeah.
Brian already said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sigma
sorry.
6.
I was going to say Sigma 6. Oh, that's funny. Cool. Anything else, Diecast?
nope, that's it.
So a friend of mine, I haven't sold my house yet, but if I had, God, I would consider this. A friend of mine is selling a complete set of A Real American Hero through like 1993. Like complete with file cards. He's been my G.I. Joe vehicle hookup over the years as he was selling off his vehicles. Now he's selling off his mostly complete A Real American Hero run. I've been trying to shop it around to friends as like an investment opportunity. It's like, hey, here, diversify your portfolio. Buy these G.I. Joe figures.
Are you propositioning us? What's
No.
with all these like pauses?
No.
What do you think, gentlemen?
No.
No,
So-
he would try to get us to buy silver in his name.
Yeah, there you go. Don.
Okay, got several unique off-topic things this week. I had to go to the neighborhood Walmart to get a prescription. I had to cut down their toy row, and I sit there on the front peg hook, Hot Wheels land speeder, and I thought, I'll buy a land
Is the
speeder.
bottom
for $1.18.
fuzzy?
Huh?
Is the bottom of it fuzzy?
It's maybe the camera's dirty, but
I get that.
Someone
reference,
who
it's okay.
proclaims to not like Star Wars very much, Don buys an awful lot of it.
not really. Not really. Just very, very, very small niche parts of the universe. The rest of it, I ignore the passion.
And
But $1.18 land speeder, why not?
yeah, and thank
So
you, Chris.
Don, what Brian was asking you was whether your land speeder had I guess I would say
Vaseline.
sloppily trimmed out supports underneath, so it looked like it was hovering on screen.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I didn't notice that, and I don't care. So there.
The bottom
Yeah,
of the land speeder was lined with mirrors to keep the supports out of frame.
Oh, cool. Picked up one of, I don't know, he's not my favorite JSA'er, but I like him a lot with his interaction with the group. The one and only Wildcat. So I have another member of the JSA to go alongside Alan Scott. Can never have too much JSA.
What's a JSA?
Oh, God.
The Justice Society of America. diecast.
Yes.
Is that like the Justice League?
The golden age.
Hey, now he's
the
trolling
golden
me.
age Justice League, basically.
You did watch Justice League Unlimited, right?
No.
What?
Okay, so
No.
this will be Diecast's final appearance on the podcast. I want to thank him for his service to RFC over the years.
It's not like I didn't even know it existed. Like, it's not like I purposely didn't watch it.
You're not a very big comic book guy either, are you? So-
No.
I mean, I'm not either, but I like.
Justice League Unlimited is love.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many good episodes.
It's a great show. It's worth picking up.
It's
if
a
you
good
see
show.
deal.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like, if you did not watch Batman the animated series and Superman the animated series, and enjoy those for themselves, I don't think Justice League or JLU would probably grab you the same way that we regard it. But like, if you're into that specific animated universe, like, yeah, as Brian says, it's love, and it's everything that's good about growing up with a specific continuity.
It's
I mean,
when
I was-
DC. It's when DC was fun.
Yeah, I was well into adulthood when JLU and Justice League were out, but yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. But I had Batman and Superman when I was a
Yeah.
child still.
Or
That's,
a teenager here, but yeah.
yeah.
mid 40s, mid 30s. Anyway,
Uh,
I also got Xandar, Saw Viper, and
where'd you guys
Leatherneck.
get these? Where'd you get them?
Mine came off Amazon.
Mine too.
Okay, Amazon.
Yeah, TF Amazon. The weirdest thing though is everyone else said these were due in February. Amazon had them for October. Then they moved them to September. Then they moved them to February. Then they said now shipping. And the last thing I got is a kind of a weird thing. Y'all may not know this about me, but I love a good pun.
Really?
It's something that I do
Wow.
enjoy. I think
I
a
thought you
good
preferred bad ones.
a good pun, I think, is a work of art. The worse it is, the better it was executed. I picked this up. It dropped $30 on Amazon, and I had a little bit of credit there. I got Gorilla.
Okay.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
I have no context for this character other than he is in the box 4.5 pounds of plastic.
Wow.
Man.
Is that a
I put it on my
pun?
postal scale before the show. He is 4.5 pounds, and just assume take off a pound for the packaging. There's
Probably not even
3.5
that
pounds
much.
of plastic in this figure, but he comes with grenades, an alternate face, a bazooka that fires explosive bananas, extra body parts. This thing is this is going to go on my theme of no theme shelf, but I also found some stuff I could Donomics made about $25 profit. So this cost me $25 out of pocket for an absolutely 4.5 pound plastic giant monkey named Gorilla.
I had the original Playmates figure of that.
So that was just for me. But that's all I got off topic this week.
Matt?
Yeah, I got one thing. It is the Shokugan modeling project Bull Taurus, aka the Toro Zord. Actually not one of my favorite mechs from the show because the suit was so bulky it looked like they could hardly move. But the articulation on the model kit really improves my view of it. I really, really like it. A lot of the times with these model kits, the tolerances will be super tight, so you don't want to move. Like, they're not for regular play. I would say the posability is more for putting them in a position and leaving them there. But this one, everything feels a lot smoother than most kits. And yeah, really improved my overall view of the mech. And I like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy and Gingaman, so glad to have it in my collection. And it also came with the Lights of Ginga / Lights of Orion upgrade kits for Gengaio or the Lost Galaxy Megazord, and one for the Go-Go 5 Lightspeed Rescue Omega Megazord that was only ever used once
In the team up movie.
in the team up movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they snuck it in the team up for Lightspeed Rescue too. But
I think. I mean, they wholesale used a bunch of the Versus movie footage for the Power Rangers team up, so most likely that was in there too. I also will add, it's not just Go Taurus slash Toro Zord. That was a badly designed suit. The Gingayo suit barely permitted any movement either.
yeah. But I like both kits, so
Good.
But that's it for me.
John?
I got the same classified figures that everybody else got, but I did open them. Also, real quick. So, Chris, you had Sergeant Bananas.
Yes.
I take it. Awesome. Yeah, something happened with with Super 7 and Playmates and whoever on whether they could do Sergeant Bananas or not as an ultimate. And I guess something fell through, so that's why they did Gorilla.
Mm.
Which as I understand it, either is effectively an original character or showed up for like one panel in an Archie comic. So that's a weird one. He was probably supposed to be Sergeant Bananas. Anyway, so the three classifieds that did come out of this wave so far, Dial Tone. Dial Tone's delayed like a week or two from the other ones, but Leatherneck's really good. They did a really good job on Leatherneck's 5 o'clock shadow. His stubble looks really good. The effect they put on him to give him that 5 o'clock shadow looks really good. And his goggles.
It's not regulation though. He needs to shave.
It's and his goggles are really good. I've said it before. Classified has a real like kind of spotty record of eyewear and how it fits and how it looks on the figures. His look good. So maybe they're getting that the hang of that at this point. Saw Viper's neat. He is significantly bigger than most of the other Joe characters, so that is nice. And if you're familiar with what he did in the comics, that makes sense. He's a very scary individual in the comics. And Xandar's awesome. One thing about Xandar that I really appreciate is it feels like he came with fewer accessories than the standard Joe figure, but his accessories all have paint apps on them, so they look way nicer than most accessories from most of the classified figures. And I hope that's a trend. Like I would definitely take less stuff with each figure if it meant they could afford paint apps on things like the knives or the metal hardware on the grappling hooks and things like that. It makes a huge difference. And in general, Xandar has a ton of paint apps on him, so he looks really, really good. So I think this was pending Dial Tone. I think this was a really good wave, actually.
So on the Sergeant Bananas Gorilla thing, remember how the original Playmates toys came with like basically tech spec file cards on the packages? So yeah. Sergeant Bananas had his function basically on that was Gorilla. So that's where they pulled that from.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio. If you want to help out the show, if you want to share some love, that would be a wonderful thing. Patrons of Radio Free Cybertron get an ad-free version of the show. You get the show a day early at a higher bit rate with the complete What We Got This Week segment, including non-Transformers content. There's a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast, which this week is like a Get the Skinny, like retro show. It was a lot of fun. You get unedited versions of the podcast if there are any heavy edits, like Don dropping some swears and stuff like that.
Which
I'll cut those out.
I'm sorry.
Oh crap! I have to include that. So, okay, you get Don swearing on the show.
You actually get that this week.
You
That's great.
literally get that. Thank you, Don. I need to make the note that save for Patreon. That's my edit note. Okay. So Don swears this week, so patrons will get that. You get a fancy color on Discord. If you're connected to Discord, that color is red. You get There Goes My Money podcast a week early. Patrons at the touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money. And Touch patrons also get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits, which I'll do now as soon as the site loads. Kevin Dorsey, Daniel Scott, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, and Mollis Koenig. Thank you all so much. You guys rock. And if you want to be listed with these esteemed folks, go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up for the Touch tier. We are at tfradio.net. Like all our podcasts, except for one, going back 25 years. A lot of stuff. You can find me personally at briankilby.com and at kilby.bsky.social. Rob Springer, who is not here, and like I said at the beginning of the show, the new episode of Zone Base will be in your podcast feed. If you are listening on the I gotta clarify, if you're listening to the All Our Transformers podcast feed, which is like the one most people listen to, that'll be there. If not, you can go to tfradio.net/ I don't know, actually just go to tfradio.net and look for the Transform Squadron link and you can download it there. But that'll be in the feed right before this posts. You can also find Rob at zonebase.bsky.social. He's at zonebase.org, and he's probably still on Twitter at RoboRobSpringer. Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
I'm on Blue Sky exclusively as far as social media goes. chrisrtxv.bsky.social. My website is at playwithphotography.com. That's toy photos. I've written a few things there. I would love to get back to updating that, but my photo studio is currently a storage room, and it's kind of hard to get, underneath all that stuff to actually take pictures. But, yeah, I know, right? Too much stuff, not enough space, need extra house. So you can't find an extra house on my Amazon wish list, but you can find a variety of other things.
You can add one.
Do they sell prefab houses on Amazon?
Yes, they do.
Okay, I'll look into
the
that.
Ones that unfold. The box houses.
In the meantime, thanks to everybody who sent me something for my birthday and who sent stuff for Christmas from my Amazon wish list. I appreciate you all so much. If you haven't and you still want to, or if you just, generically want to send something, my Amazon wish list is at tfradio.net/chrislist. It's an Amazon affiliate link. Purchases made through there do help to support RFC the same way Patreon does, just at a smaller scale. Also, just in general, use tfradio.net/Amazon for your Amazon purchases because same difference. And I think that's it for me.
Rob.
I am on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. I am also on YouTube at youtube.com/@flailthroughs. I mostly cover Gundam games there, Gundam Battle Operation 2 being the main one. Big update coming next week that's going to change a lot of things. I'm looking forward to seeing what's up. And if you like what I'm doing over there, you can also go to patreon.com/flailthroughs and help support the channel. Also, I have a wish list that works the same way as Chris's, affiliate link and all at tfradio.net/playlist.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter and Diecast and Blue Sky at Diecast too. You can see all my reviews on YouTube at RFC the youtube.com/RFC reviews. You can like my reviews on Facebook or like my page on Facebook at Diecast Reviews by Diecast. Wow, I can't think today. I also just posted a review. Not my best review. I'm a little rusty just because it's been a while since I've done a review and they were small. So there was a couple times that I went off camera with the blockies as I was assembling them. And I also forgot to turn my studio lights on, which I didn't realize till I was done completely filming. And it's an unboxing. So I kind of couldn't go back and redo the unboxing. But you
could film a reboxing.
Yeah. Just throw them all back in packages and disassemble them.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it's a halfway decent review. It's just not my best review. And again, you can go to tfradio.net/RFC reviews to see that. And I think that's everything.
Cool. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EBR. I can be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EBR.bluesky.social. I also have an Amazon wish list with several new things for the Hankster. If anyone would like to pick him up some toys that we found that he will play with for more than 5 minutes at tfradio.net/.list.
Cool. Matt.
Melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
John.
That John D everywhere except for eBay, where it's Cloudburst.
Very cool.
Where I just sold last week a Devil Stinger. Who made that? Make Toys.
Make Toys.
Was that pickup only? Did somebody come pick it up at your house?
I drove like 30 minutes to help them out, like to bridge the gap. But they drove up from Houston, which is like a 5-hour drive.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a figure, Brian. It's a great companion piece to Utopia,
which I also don't
a hell
have.
of a piece.
Yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. Did you ever sell your Eternia set?
No, but I did decide that I will ship it. Oh gosh!
Oh dear God!
Oh no!
Ginormous.
Somebody wants to take
Unicron's big. That's
yeah. Regret, massive regret, everybody. So anyway, check me out on eBay at Cloudburst.
Is it massive regret or just like voluminous regret?
It's both. Why not both?
Yeah.
Why not both?
Oh, John, did you list the other stuff you were thinking about listing?
Not yet, but I've actually got it organized right under my feet. So hopefully I actually get to it this weekend.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. We will see you next week. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, all.
Take care.
Recording stopped.
Yeah, so the Eternia box set is not as thick as Unicron, but it's like way wider. It's ginormous.
I think it's significant. It feels heavier.
It's heavier too. Yeah. I need a new house or like something, or one of those prefabbed houses or something to put that in.
Yep. I cannot imagine getting a cat's lair. Oh my gosh. Have you seen the pictures of that, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've saw one of the people I follow on Twitter. His came in damaged.
Oh no!
The box had like a fist-size hole in it. I haven't had a chance to follow up since that original post. But yeah, the box was. I don't know how that got happened. Hopefully, nothing was broken on the inside, but the hole was just like a fish-shaped box. Someone punched through it.
Wow.
So like, I haven't like seen reference photos of the cat's lair, but like I was thinking of like the NECA turtle lair playset pieces. Like even that seems like it would be just extremely onerous to try to like handle and house.
Oh yeah.
Never mind ship.
Yeah. Hey, people watching live, I'm going to kill the stream because it's late. So give me a second while I do this. I'm going to say,
Don, did you see the Masters of the Universe Thundercats?
Yeah, I did. I'm not really doing anything with the origins other than
YouTube,
like
bye.